Ecosystem Damage and How It Can Be Restored by Michael K. Stone. Students work to recover ecosystems that have been degraded, damaged, or destroyed. In ideal sustainable ecosystems, everything is already provided within the ecosystem for life to survive. Almost every ecosystem on Earth has been altered by human activity. Some of these impacts are neutral or contribute to sustainability, but some disturbances to land, air, or water threaten species or even affect an ecosystem's ability to sustain itself. Doing less bad is not good enough. In addition to minimizing harm to the environment, we must sometimes restore an ecosystem before it can become sustainable. Schooling for sustainability can engage students in efforts to recover ecosystems that have been degraded, damaged, or destroyed. Restoration can help to control erosion, improve water quality, repair habitat, or provide other benefits to people and the environment. Through such projects, young people learn how they are connected to their environment. In the face of bad news about the environment, students often get great satisfaction from contributing to improving the health of ecosystems. Successful student ecosystem restoration projects have included repairing and replanting wetlands, creek beds, forest land, and other habitats, eradicating invasive species, replacing turf grass with native species, planting rain gardens to absorb rainwater running off roofs or asphalt, monitoring pond and lake habitats, and preparing reports on findings to government authorities. So your assignment when reading this article is to choose one of the ecosystem problems facing Utah and explain a reasonable way to fix it. The first is toxic blue-green algae. If you've lived in Utah for long enough, you know that every summer we have several lakes that become dangerous when toxic algal blooms get out of control. The blue-green algae can cause serious health problems in humans and pets, and in the last few weeks, several dogs have died in other states after being exposed to it. If you have a dog who loves to swim in Utah's lakes and waterways, you'll want to what? Well, that sentence just ends there. Okay, anyways, some pups love to swim, and they'll jump in any lake, pond, or river they find. Usually it's a great way for your dog to get some exercise and cool off on a hot summer day, but in the summer it's smart to keep a lookout for algae that can be deadly. Algal blooms occur in bodies of water when cyanobacteria, aka blue-green algae, grows quickly. The burst of growth can occur when temperatures rise or if there is a high level of phosphorus present. The Utah Department of Environmental Quality monitors Utah's lakes and rivers. Field scientists test water all over the state weekly and put up alerts for spots where the algae tests as toxic. Not all blue-green algae is toxic, but in fact some algae that tests fine one week can test at toxic levels the next. Unfortunately, it's impossible to tell which algae is toxic and which is not, unless it is tested. The blue-green algae looks like green scum, or can make the water look like thick pea soup. The next one is June suckers, and they are endangered. The June sucker is a fish species native to Utah Lake and the Provo River, and is not found naturally anywhere else in the world. While it's hard to pinpoint an exact cause for their decline, water flow alterations and drought, habit changes, and competition with and being preyed on by exotic fish species are all contributing factors. The June sucker population dropped to less than 1,000 fish, and they were placed on the endangered species list in 1986. The next one is invasive quagga mussels. The quagga mussel is a species of freshwater mussel, an aquatic bivalve mollusk. It has an average lifespan of 3 to 5 years. It is indigenous to the Dnieper River drainage of Ukraine. Why is the quagga mussel a problem? Ecological problems result from mussel invasions. Zebra and quagga mussels can kill native freshwater mussels in two ways. Attachment to the shells of native species can kill them, and 2, These invasive species can outcompete native mussels and other filter-feeding invertebrates for their food. The next one is the vine goatheads. A prickly invasive plant is spreading its vines along paths, causing a lot of irritation for cyclists. Puncture vine, sometimes called goatheads, produces a spiky seed that sticks to shoes, animals, and tires, which have helped it spread and become pervasive, especially in high traffic areas like trails. The spikes are painful for bare feet and a nuisance for bikers when they deflate tires. Puncture vine grows from a taproot that can thrive in dry conditions. Vines spread from the root, covering the surrounding ground like carpet. They can grow in gardens, gravel, sidewalks, and driveways. Because of its pointy seeds, the plant can also be difficult to remove. Seeds sit dormant for up to 7 years, so plants can still sprout a few seasons after an area has been cleared. The plant is native to the Mediterranean region. Plants invade roadsides, pastures, fields, and other disturbed areas. Plants are toxic to sheep and other grazers. Okay. The next one is the California condors. They are endangered. California condors were first listed as endangered in 1967 with an estimated total population of 40 to 50 birds. By 1982, the population had dropped to only 23 birds. Condors are North America's largest vultures, and due to their size, they require vast areas of wilderness where they have access to the carcasses of large animals. The biggest factors in their population decline include the consumption of lead due to lead-based ammunition, eating trash and other litter, and changes in their habitat, like an increase in power lines and decrease in nesting areas due to land development. And the very last one, the Mojave Desert Tortoise, and this is threatened. The Mojave Desert Tortoise, located north and west of the Colorado River in Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and California, was listed as threatened in 1990. At the time, DWR was monitoring tortoise populations on 2 plots in southwest Utah. In 1986, biologists determined there was a significant decrease of tortoises on the Beaver Dam slope, and there were only 8 to 16 tortoises per square mile in the area. The biggest causes of the population declines were due to the changes in their habitat as a result of urbanization. The same area where new homes are being built overlaps with areas where tortoises have shelters, forage sites, and reproductive areas. DWR wildlife biologist Ann Mulkey said, in addition, getting preyed upon by predators and vehicle collisions, illegal removal has also contributed to declines in tortoise populations.